Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where this month I'm sharing with you some of our favorite recipes, and today we are going to make honey cornbread. First thing first, I love to make my cornbread in a cast iron skillet. However, before we had a cast iron skillet, we did make it in a glass baking dish, and that was perfectly fine too. However, if you do have a cast iron skillet, I highly encourage you to use it for this recipe. And one thing we're gonna do to prep our cast iron skillet for this is I'm gonna take about half a stick of butter. It just came out of the fridge cold. I'm gonna put it in the cast iron and I'm gonna stick it in the oven. And while the oven preheats to 375, we're gonna let our cast iron preheat to 375 and let the butter melt so that it can kind of grease the bottom of the cast iron. All right, so we got our butter in here. I'm gonna throw it in the oven and preheat our oven to 375. And I'm gonna save the second half of the butter so that when the cornbread is done, we can just kind of rub it over top of the cornbread and let it melt all over the top of the cornbread. I would like to add that preheating your pan and warming the butter in it is going to give you nice crispy edges and a crispy bottom. If you do not like that, I would not preheat your pan. Just grease it with like a non-stick cooking spray or something like that, and then just put it in the oven. But I love for the edges of my cornbread to be crispy and everything. So all in preference and what you want to do as far as preheating your pan or not preheating your pan for your cornbread, but I just wanted to throw that little tip in there. For this recipe, you're gonna need 2 eggs. You're gonna need about 1/3 cup of honey. You're gonna need 1 cup of all-purpose flour. You need 1 cup of yellow cornmeal, 1/2 cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 1 teaspoon of salt. You're gonna need 6 tablespoons of butter, and I typically melt this down and add it in. You're gonna need 1 tablespoon of baking powder and 1 cup of whole milk. First thing first, we're gonna mix all of our dry ingredients together in one bowl, and then we're gonna mix all our wet ingredients together in one bowl, and then we will combine them. All right, and that is it. And now we're just gonna let it bake on 375 for about 20 to 30 minutes. I typically do it for 25 minutes and it comes out perfect. So I will see you in 25 minutes. All right, so the cornbread is done. I'm just gonna stick a knife in it just to make sure that you don't have any dough come out of it. And our knife is clean, so we know that's good. I'm gonna take what was left of this butter right here, and then I just kind of swirl this around and kind of get the butter in there good. All right guys, so that is it for us today. I hope that you enjoyed this recipe. I forgot to mention in some of the videos, but I will always type out the recipe in the description box so you can just screenshot it to make it easier if it's a recipe that you want to try. But if you try this, I hope that you enjoy it. I will let that cool for a few minutes. We'll cut it and we'll enjoy it, and then I just put it in a bag or in an airtight container, and I just leave it sitting out on the counter, and we can enjoy it over the next few days. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.